Hello, Waterford students. It's Fauna and Mrs. Durst, and today we're going to work together in developing our weather picture while looking out our most favorite window at our house. So earlier today, Fauna and I went up to our kitchen and we were looking at, let me show you. Da, 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 da. This is the picture that we see outside of our window. You can see that it's a beautiful, sunny, very crisp and cold day. And as we look out at the weather, we see a lovely mountain, some homes, the Draper bench. But when we look at the weather, we see a cloud out in the distance, probably a storm beginning to brew. So I think I'm going to include that in my picture. And I definitely want to pick up this beautiful light blue sunny day as well. So I'm going to be kind of trying to move two pieces of weather into my picture. So let us try together while using our visualizer. Here we go. All right, Fauna sees her picture. She loves how she looks. Ooh, yes, Fauna, you are lovely. All right, so here's my window, and I had just looked at how beautiful it was outside. When you start a picture, you always want to try to use a pencil and begin brushing in some of the lines that are there in the picture. So I'm just going to brush in a bit of this tree that's right out front. Now we can tell it's winter because this tree doesn't have any leaves on it right now. It's pretty bare. When I'm cooking or washing dishes, I really love this window because sometimes I can find a bird resting in these branches. Now, a big deal in my picture is that mountain. It does come down and is a big part of what we're going to look at today. So we'll do that. And then I love those bench hills out here in Draper. So I'm going to put those in as well. And I will fill in some homes down here. I might just put one here just as a placeholder, which will remind me to come back later and maybe add a little detail to all of this beautiful scape down here. It will be cute to have a little village down here. I'll put a little window there. So the big deal in my picture is going to be those blue skies and that cloud that's kind of building out here to the south of my window. So I'm going to sketch all that in real light. Okay, so now I have the lines that will help me go back and create the picture that I'm hoping to get. So I'm going to start with brown, just taking my tree and filling it in a little. I'm using colored pencils. Of course, you can use whatever might be there at your home. There really isn't a wrong or right type of art material. Some people might have markers. Some people might have crayons. I love crayons, by the way. There's something about a good crayon, eh? So here is the tree, and it's just beginning. I will beef it up a little later and make it look a little more tree-like, but I just wanted to get it in there. And because my mountain is such an important part of this picture, I'm going to really give it a nice dark line, okay, as I look out there. There we go. And this mountain, I'll give it a little more line like that. Okay. And of course, I really want it to be clear that this cloud here is developing into something. So I'm going to give it a lot of shape and a lot of detail, because really I'm looking to make my weather the key component of my picture. Now, we talked about it being a beautiful blue day. And weather usually always includes some aspect of the sky. So I want someone who looks at this to say, oh, it was a pretty day. There's snow on the ground, so maybe it was cold at the time, but I'm just going to give this a really bright blue sky. Okay, so this is just coming along very well, and it doesn't matter if I make a mistake. I just keep trying new things when I'm drawing and coloring. I'm always amazed that sometimes when I think I've made a big mistake, it sort of sometimes comes out pretty good. So I'm putting a little dark green in my mountain because even though it's snowy on my mountain, I see a few pine trees that are starting to perk up. They know that spring might be just coming around the corner. And so I want to give the mountain a little chance to have some green on it, even though it's definitely still wintry out there. Okay, so as you work, you can layer colors. I'm layering maybe 3 or 4 different browns into my tree here. That makes it look very real, or realer. Is that a word? Fauna says no, that is not a word, lady. Okay, so I'm going to keep working on my picture. I am going to continue to fill in a little bit down here at the bottom until it really comes to life. So today you are creating in your lesson 1 packet. Oh, here's the weather that we worked on before. My favorite kind of day is a windy day. So behind Gronk, I put some flowers flying by him in some windy swirls. Of course, before you work on your weather blocks, okay, so you want to work on those. And then today's lesson is the Walla Walla, what's the weather? Okay. So I can't wait to see what you come up with. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a fabulous week. Come here, Fauna. Bye-bye.